It's finally time for the Hyrule Warriors tier list, yay! So I'm just gonna jump right into it because this is gonna kind of have a long introduction. So, Hyrule Warriors tier list. So, how do you judge weapons? How do you consider placements? So, basically it's two general topics, but they kind of go together. And that's one, how well they do in 1v1, how well they do against giant bosses, how well they rack up KOs, and how safe they are. That's the first category. And then the second category is how well they get A ranks in missions, every type of mission. So quiz missions, rack up your KO missions, general missions with your 1,200 KOs in under 15 minutes with less than 4,000 damage, those typical missions. And they kind of are the same thing if you like think about it a lot. But yeah, both of those are the main thing of how you're gonna judge weapons in this game. There's also a few other like random things like the weapon element and like if they apply elements, those are kind of things that will make a difference, but not most of the time. But that's generally how it is. There's 5 tiers: bottom, low, mid, high, and top. And this is going to go from the bottom up, so starting on bottom tier and then working our way up. And for the low, mid, and high tiers, there is no order with them. So in low tier, every weapon in low tier is going to be treated as equal. Even if there is like one weapon that's clearly better than another weapon, it's not enough to actually push any of them up to high, or up to mid, I mean, or down to bottom. So it's still in low, but it's going to be treated as equal because there's not really that much of a difference. And for bottom and high tiers, or bottom and top tiers, I mean, there is an order, so whatever weapon I list first is going to be on the bottom of that tier, and whatever weapon I list last in that tier is going to be at the top of that tier. So yeah, that's mostly because in the middle, there's kind of too many categories, because it's like, okay, well this weapon's good at certain things, but this weapon's good at completely different things. So how do you say one is better than the other? And that's kind of tricky to do, while in top tier it's mostly pretty much everything is amazing at everything. And then in bottom tier it's like, okay, these things are really struggling, but they do have like a few good qualities. So what good qualities do they have actually put them above the others? So yeah, this is a tier list for the Wii U version of the game. Legends does change a few characters around, so that would change a few placements. That's not gonna make any huge changes as far as I'm aware, but I don't really play much of Legends, so I can't really say much about that. But I do know Legends does have a few differences, so yeah. And also, if you're making a Legends tier list, then you have to consider, oh well, do you allow fairy magic? Do you allow character switching? And all kinds of other random things. So it's just, don't, in this Wii U version, I don't have to worry about any of that. But for this tier list, weapon skills are included, including hasty attacks. That's probably going to be the big one that changes a lot of characters around. Well, maybe not a lot, but it's going to change a few things. Mostly up, actually a few things to go down a bit, but that's more of, not because they're forced to use hasty, like Ganondorf's Strident is terrible with hasty. So I'm not including that with hasty. That's going to be the without hasty version, but I mean, like, it's going to move down because, like, compared to other weapons that do have hasty, it doesn't really match up, so that's going to move down a bit. But yeah, that's mostly how it's going to work. And Tingle, I have never played Tingle, and I don't plan on ever playing Tingle. No, I do not hate him. It's just kind of like a joke on my channel, and I'm just going to keep running with it as long as I can. So Tingle's not in this tier list. If I had to put him somewhere, it sounds like mid-tier from what I've heard other people say about him. But yeah, I can't actually say that for sure. Anyways, let's just get on with it. And for bottom tier, the lowest character in bottom tier, that's not a very happy way to start. Anyways, let's start with it. So the first weapon on my list is the Giant Blade. So why do I have the Giant Blade? It's the worst weapon in the game. So it doesn't really rack up KOs that well. It's probably one of the worst, maybe the worst. Combo 4 is really the only good move you can use to rack up KOs with it. Against giant bosses, it can beat down King Dodongo without a special, but that's the only one, and hasty doesn't even change that at all, and pretty much everything else in the game can take down Dodongo in one go without a special. The beginning half of the string and its combos, the first few combos, they're generally pretty safe, but as you get further into even the weak string and some of the combos, like combos 5 and 6 mostly, it's not very safe at all, and you're probably gonna get hit decently easy with that. And also, it's a water weapon, and water is without a doubt the worst element in the game, so that's not really helping it either, mostly just because the water effect, it just ruins combos, and there's not really much plus side to it other than just general safety, but it doesn't also have a whole lot of hard hitting moves. Combo 5 is pretty good at it, but that's about it, and there's not really, that's just kind of like going too much out of your way to like apply the water effect and then go to combo 5. And also just, there's not a whole lot of stuff weak to water, at least in the Wii U version. I mean, it's Darunia, Volga, and then King Dodongo is weak to the water effect, but again, he's the easiest boss to take down anyways, so the water effect is completely unnecessary for that. Also, all of its attacks only hit in front of it. Combo 5 can kind of hit to the sides of you, but yeah, that's about the only one, and nothing hits behind you at all, so you have to just look straight ahead and just basically hope nothing is behind you, or just put your back to a wall and just start attacking everything, but it doesn't really have any projectiles or range that you can spam from that either. So, it doesn't completely fail at anything, but at the same time, there's not really anything on it that's good, so I have it at the worst spot just because at least the other two things in bottom tier, there are missions where I would say they could actually be good choices, but there's nothing that you can actually say, oh yeah, this is good on rack up your KO missions, or oh, this is good at beat 1,000 enemies in under 10 minutes or something like that. There's not really anything that it's like, oh yeah, this would be a good choice for this mission. There's just nothing you can say for that. So that's why this is the worst. So the next weapon, or actually next character, is Tetra. So starting off with the positives, it is better than the giant blade at giant bosses, so much giant. As it, with hasty, it can actually take down Manhandle as well. And also, combo 5 and combo 6 are really good at racking up a ton of KOs, especially compared to like the giant blade. They have a ton of range, and they're also decently quick, so you can rack up KOs pretty nicely with those attacks. But those are pretty much the only good things about it. Again, it's a water weapon, which I just talked about, so that's not very good. And not really a whole lot of her attacks are safe, because they're all, for the most part, pretty stationary. And combos 3 and 4, you do move forward, but again, you don't move forward very far. It's kind of slow moving forward, so you can still get hit. And also, she just doesn't hit behind her in any of her moves. Again, so if something's sneaking up behind you, there's not really anything that you can deal with that. It's pretty much just in front of you, but she can also hit to the side, so that's why I've also put it up above the giant blade. And also, other than combos 5 and 6, all of her moves have a very small range, pretty much just right in front of her, especially her special attack. That's probably the worst special attack in the game, because it has like 0 range, and it honestly does like hardly any damage for how much range it has. It's kind of pathetic. It's really pathetic. And also, just like combos 3 and 4, they kind of feel repetitive. You just like move forward and attack. Combo 1, you attack directly in front of you in a tiny little circular area. Combo 1, you hit in front of you in a tiny circular area. It's just like, okay, can I get something new? And then also, I feel like her C1 is just, her combo 1 is just, because it just feels broken, because it's supposed to be used as a stun, but it doesn't always stun enemies. And if they do get stunned, okay, well then there's not really much you can do with that, because sometimes they're invincible, so you can't even combo them. Sometimes I've attacked them, and then suddenly they're back on their feet behind their shield, and now they're just gonna counterattack me back. So it's like, wait, why did I even stun them in the first place? And also, her stun is kind of laggy, so it's not like just bam, okay, stop attacking. It's like bam, and then you can attack him or run away. So it's not even like a stun and just like have them stop attacking. It's just like, what's the point? It's like, it's too slow of a stun to make it as like a, oh wait, no, stop attacking me, to just like block them out. But it's also not a very good stun to actually combo, because it doesn't combo into like anything. And so it's just like, what's even the point of it? I feel like if that was fixed in an update, which they could have done, but no, then she would have been quite a bit higher. But it's just like that one thing, it's like, there's not much you can do with it. So yeah, Hasty does help her out, and if this tier list didn't include Hasty, I'd probably put her below the Giant Blade, but yeah, Hasty helps her a lot, so she's above that. So next up I have the Sand Wand, and I think I'm pretty well known for kind of talking smack about this thing, because I do not see it as good. So I guess I'm just gonna have to explain for quite a bit about this, because it's just not good at all. Okay, so just start off with the positives. It is good at racking up KOs, and it is pretty good at giant bosses. That's about it though. So on to the moves itself. All the moves have lengthy animations that you can't dodge cancel, and none of them have any invincibility. So you're probably gonna get hit a whole lot with this. And I mean a whole lot. And also, none of the moves really hit behind you. I mean, there's a bit of the weak string, and a bit of combos too, as well, but I mean, that's like directly behind you. And that's with a weak string in combo 2, so you're not even gonna really do any damage or launch him away or anything. You're just gonna like stun him for like a third of a second, and they take like a pixel of damage, so it's combos 1 through 3, none of them really do any damage at all. All of them are just super pitiful damage. I mean, I could go more in depth with them, but it's too long to read. They hit kind of just in front of you and a bit to the sides. They do like almost no damage. You can't cancel them, and yeah, they're not really that useful in a 1v1. And then also, its combo 2 is one of the few combo 2s in the game that you can't even dodge cancel. I know I'm bringing up the dodge canceling thing a lot, but that's a huge problem, because this is a combo 2s are combo tools. Those are supposed to combo single things, and if you can't dodge cancel it, then that's a huge problem, especially with how lengthy this one is. And also, just doesn't do nearly enough damage than it should do for a combo tool. And combo 4 is super unsafe on the second and third hit. You're going to have to confirm the first hit, and even then you probably don't even want to do the second or third hit on that. And also, combos 1 through 4, they don't break shields at all. So if they have their shield up, that means, okay, you're attacking a shield with an attack that you can't cancel, has a lengthy animation. For the most part, they also have kind of lengthy end times. So, congrats, you just got hit. And then combo 5 actually can break shields, but it only breaks shields in front of you. You know, the part of the attack that doesn't deal damage, because you shoot cannons off to the side of you. So you can use it to break shields, but then even if you do break their shields, congrats, you launch them away from you, and now they're too far to combo up or actually do anything. And okay, let's say you do it near a wall, so you can't actually combo them. What are you gonna combo them with? Combo 4 kinda deals damage, combo 5 can kinda do damage, but even then you get a single hit off, and now, well, where are you? You're stuck with them either attacking you and you can't do anything about it, or you're stuck on your shield again. So it's just a huge mess. So really the only viable option for it is just wait out and do weak point smashes, because I mean, that's a reliable thing everyone can do, except that this weapon has one of the weakest weak point smashes in the game. Even Phi's weak point smash is stronger. I think Rudo is probably the only one that has a weaker weak point smash than this. There might be another one, but that's it. And yeah, so even if you do weak point smash someone, you're still doing almost nothing on it. So you're just gonna have to use a lot of weak point smashes to actually do anything in a 1v1 situation. Also use a lot of specials, because that special actually kind of does do some nice damage, but even then it's like right in front of you. And so yeah, no, that's kind of like okay, that's not really a problem, but it's like, no, it's just not good. I just don't see it on this. No, this is not good. Also, fire doesn't really help it as an element either. I mean, fire just doesn't really do much as an element, so that's not really gonna help anything. So, yeah, and also if there are multiple enemies, so if you're like surrounded by loads of us, yeah, you're not really doing anything unless you like start a combo 4 or 5 from like really far away, and then like run into them with that. But yeah, no. 1v1 is probably the most important aspect of the game, and this weapon completely fails at it because there's almost nothing it can do. So, yeah. Congrats, this worst 1v1 weapon in the game. It's not the worst weapon in the game, but yeah, it's still bottom tier. So that's the end of the bottom tier, so then obviously next is going to be low tier. And low tier, that's going to be the start of where weapon order where I list them does not matter. So basically whatever I list first in that video and whatever I list last in that video, all of them are treated as equal. There's not really any difference. I don't really know when that video is going to go up, but I do have the list in mind. I might make a few more changes though. So yeah, hopefully that won't be too long, but it might be like a week or two, just so it can be like Christmas and, you know, not too much is happening then. But yeah, that's about it. I can't really say go watch any other videos for the series because it's the first one, but yeah, that's it. Bye.